What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and today we got another fan-requested video, and that is to fully explain all of the debuffs that are in Naruto Online. So last week, I made the video about the mood system, kind of explaining how the whole mood system works, and I also asked you guys if there was anything in the game that you didn't quite understand that you wanted an explanation for, or maybe a video about that I either haven't covered or maybe didn't cover well enough or that has changed. So somebody in that video asked if I could explain all of the debuffs that are in Naruto Online. I figured, you know what, I actually have not. I've touched on debuffs before, but I've, only in my team building. I've never actually talked about exactly what they all do and what some of them are good for. So I figured, okay, let's make a video about it. So again, if you guys have any videos that you want to see or anything that you're interested in that I maybe haven't covered or didn't have maybe a good enough explanation for, leave a comment down below and I will try and see if I can make a video for you. So, debuffs. Alright. The way I'm going to do this, I'm going to start here and I'm just going to work straight down the line. So first off, we've got poisoning. Alright. Poisoning is a very, very good debuff because it stacks. So what stacks means is, for instance, let's see here. Yeah, we can go with this. Okay, so Hanzo. Hanzo is one of the poison masters, right? Now, his mystery can cause poisoning. Okay, the poisoning is denoted by like the purple. It looks like gas kind of floating off of them, so it's that purple look where it's a little bit like gas. Okay. And what poison does is at the end of the round, poison takes away some of their health based on the poisoner's ninjutsu and the poisonee's resistance. So the person who did the poisoning, their ninjutsu increases the damage. The person who receives the poisoning, their resistance reduces the damage. Okay, so it's a kind of a battle between ninjutsu to resistance. Now, what's really good about poisoning is the fact that it stacks. So, for example, right here, Hanzo's mystery causes poisoning, okay? So as this mystery hits everybody, they get one layer of poisoning on top of it, okay? So here's your layer, your base layer of poisoning. Now let's say that his chase, his 10 combo chase at the bottom is triggered. Well, that causes poisoning again. So now you have a second layer of poisoning. Now, this only stacks a certain amount of times, okay? So there is a limit to the amount of layers of poisoning that somebody can get. You can't layer it infinitely to the point where you're just one-shotting somebody, okay? There is a max. Don't quote me on this, but I want to say the max is either 5 or 6. Not 100% sure, but right around there, you do hit a maximum amount of poisoning damage that can be done per round. So, poisoning, okay, you're able to stack it, and it also lasts, it's either 2 or 3 rounds. Probably should know that, but I want to say it's 2 rounds. I believe poisoning lasts for 2 rounds. So, you can stack it as many times as possible. It will last into the next round, and then if you layer more poison on top of it, it'll overwrite the poison that was already there. So let's say you hit, for example, let's say that the max is 5 stacks, okay? 5 stacks of poison. We hit that in the first round. In the second round, all 5 stacks of those transfer over if none of them are cleared, okay? Once they transfer over, let's say you poison them another time, okay? So that will overwrite the bottom stack of poison. And then if that's the only stack they get that round, the next round, they'll still have 1 stack of poison left. So the 4 stacks that were on for two rounds are then gone, but that new stack overwrites. So they kind of just keep stacking on top of each other. And every time you hit one over the max, the bottom one goes away. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, kind of how that works. So basically, every time that you add a new stack, the oldest stack of poison goes away. So you can perpetually have full stacks on somebody for two full rounds if you keep resetting the maximum number of stacks every round, if that makes sense, right? So poisoning is a really good way to do a lot of damage in between rounds because of the fact that you can layer it so many times and it has a much higher cap of damage than some of the other debuffs. So that's poisoning, right? Watermane is really good for this because of her poison tie. which anytime you cause taijutsu to somebody, you also layer poisoning. So this is like my debuff team right here, and its biggest plus, I guess you could say, about the lineup is the fact that I have them constantly stacked at max poison. I can take almost half of a ninja's health every round. Okay, so that's poisoning. Next up, we have ignition, and this is the other in-between round damage causing debuff, yeah. So Roshi is one of the best for ignition. You got a lot of users here that cause ignition, as you can see. Ignition is awesome because it stops healing. So while a ninja is ignited, any healing that they receive is nullified. So they receive no healing at all. Okay. Oh, I guess for poisoning, I should mention healers have to remove every layer of poison. So somebody like Kabuto, who only removes one layer of debuff, he will only remove one layer of poisoning. So if there's 5 layers of poisoning on somebody, he'll only remove 1, and there'll be 4 left. Okay. The water main, however, her heal removes all debuffs. So that will remove all the poisoning. Now for ignition, right? You can only have 1 stack. Ignition does not layer. Ignition only lasts for 1 round, okay? It's only for the round that you're in, and it can only have 1 stack on it. So anybody that heals to remove 1 stack of ignition, if it is on the ignition, because it depends on how many debuffs are layered on them, but if they remove 1 stack and it is the ignition, they remove all the ignition, right? But they don't get any healing, okay? So one of the really big things, so like the water main or Sailor Sakura's heal, it's a team-wide heal that does a lot of healing for your team. If the team is ignited, the heal will remove the ignition, but they won't gain any health back, okay? That's why ignition is very strong, because you can nullify healing. So between Roshi and Hanzo, I have full stacks of poison and then ignition to stop them from recovering any life back, right? So that's how debuff teams work right there. Ignition, it always chooses the strongest ignition, if that makes sense. So let's say, so Hanzo causes ignition with his chase. So chase attack, knockdown, causes knockdown, and ignition. Roshi also causes ignition with his armor. So anytime he takes taijutsu damage, the enemy gets ignited. However, he also causes ignition with his chase. I've noticed that his chase ignition hits harder than his armor ignition. Okay, so there are different types. I don't want to confuse you guys, but there are certain skills that cause a higher amount of ignition damage than others, okay? At least I've noticed that with Roshi, okay? So we'll always choose the highest damage ignition to layer on top. So it will overwrite layers if something like a Roshi's chase is added on top of it. Okay, so that's ignition. Next, we've got blindness. Blindness is one of the worst debuffs, in my opinion, because it doesn't stop anybody that has a prompt mystery. So if it has the word prompt in the mystery, it means that they can use it. They do it immediately. It's not, they don't have to wait till their turn. It doesn't stop anybody with a prompt mystery. It only stops them from their basic attacks. And the only time blindness really is a big deal is, so Tobirama is, when he's skill broken, his blindness is a big deal because he can cause blindness to 2 people every turn. That's a pretty big deal, okay? When you're blinding 2 people before the first action every single turn, so they only have 2 people that are auto-attacking, that can be a pretty big deal, especially if it ends up blinding like their healer, right? So that's a pretty important there. But for the most part, blind is a very ineffective skill, because like most of these people have blinds on their chase. Like Asuma, both the Asumas have it on their chase. C has it, but it's C and Zabuza both have blindness to attribute specific ninja, so it either can help a lot or it can hurt your team or it could do nothing at all, you know what I mean? And blindness is most effective if you're able to blind a lightning main before he uses his lightning armor, because after his lightning armor he's not immune to debuffs anymore, but if you can do it before, then obviously he won't be able to get off any of his 4 attacks. But yeah, blindness, it's a 1-turn thing. It It only has one layer. It doesn't cause any damage. It just stops somebody from using their standard attack. Okay? So for healers, it is a good thing against healers because then the healers can't heal. So if you're going against like Hokage Tsunade, that would actually be a pretty good thing to blind her. But blinding is a very, as you can see, there's only a couple ninja that even blind at all. And like I said, the best person when it comes to blindness is Tobirama, and only when he's skill broken, which, you know, most people obviously probably aren't going to be able to skill break Tobirama. Immobile. Immobile is the number one thing that I look for in a ninja as far as chase goes. So I love having either Immobile, Acupuncture, or Chaos in the chase of my ninja, because one, you're able to cancel whoever is on the other, whoever you're doing your chase on, you're able to cancel their mystery if they have it queued up, which is something that I really enjoy, or that really helps you out if you're able to predict it correctly. But also, with Immobile, the enemy isn't able to move. They're not able to chase. They're not able to do their standard attack, do a mystery, anything, right? So, Immobile or Chaos, either one of those two are kind of interchangeable, but we'll talk about that in a second. So, Immobile is a single layer debuff. It only lasts for one round, and it stops a ninja from doing anything, okay? They can't use a standard attack. They can't use their mystery. They can't chase. They don't get to do anything, right? So that's why Immobile, in my opinion, is one of the best debuffs, and why I always try to have some form of Immobile in my lineup. So for me, it's on Hanzo's Knockdown to Knockdown. It's just a bonus that it causes ignition, but the Immobile is actually the real reason that I have him in there as far as that chase goes. So yeah, so like I said, it stops the ninja from doing anything. If they have their mystery already queued up, it will cancel that mystery, and it only lasts for one turn, and it's a single layer. I think I already covered all that, right? Yeah. So that's denoted by the so ignition's denoted by the fire on them. Pretty understandable, or easy. Blindness is the light green kind of like fog that looks like it's around them. That's blindness. Immobile is like a gray shade, like the ninja is shaded over. Next, Chaos. Chaos and Immobile, like I said, they're pretty much 1-to-1. I'm okay with having either one as part of my chase, because Chaos almost does the same exact thing as Immobile. It stops them from using their mystery. It stops them from using any of their chases. But what it also does, instead of stopping them from doing their standard attack, it uses their standard attack against somebody on their own team. So if it's a healer, they just won't do anything. If it's somebody like a Ningendo, like a Ningendo, let's say, if he got chaosed, he will use his attack, his standard attack, versus somebody on your own team. So he'll actually cause damage to your own team. So either or, for me, Chaos or Immobile are both super important because of their ability to cancel mysteries and stop one ninja from being able to do anything that turn. Which generally I try and target the healers to, one, stop them from removing the debuff, but then also stop them from getting any kind of healing and removing of the other debuffs that my lineup ends up having in it. Chaos is denoted by a pinkish red. It's a mix between like a pink and a red kind of color on the ninja, and you can see there's like a little circle thing that kind of spins above their head. It almost looks like a pink tornado, I guess, if something like that. Yeah, so these people all cause chaos. I don't know. So Ningendo causes. Yeah, no. So the only person in here that actually causes chaos from a chase would be Kurenai with her skill broken chase. And then Tsunade can cause it if her chase, so chase and attack low float to high float. If she causes a critical hit on that, she'll cause the chaos. But for the most part, chaos is something that you have to actually physically do to somebody. Chaos is nowhere near as readily available as like Immobile is as far as chases go. They don't let you directly target somebody with a chaos in a chase. You can use it like Ino, Ningendo, or the other Ino. You can do it with their mystery, so you can choose who to chaos, but you can't. It's really difficult to get it into a chase, at least with the ninjas that we have right now. Chase is obviously really good against like a Death Possession Hidan, because he does his stabby technique. Not only does he kill himself, but he also kills somebody on your own team. So if you can ever chaos a Death Possession Hidan, that's going to help you out a lot. Chaos, it's also a single layer debuff, and it only lasts for 1 turn. Alright, Tag. So Tag is it's a debuff that is denoted by the yellow. It's like a yellow color on the ninja, and it looks like 3 little kunai over top of the ninja's head. What Tag does, Tag lasts for 2 or 3 rounds. I'm not 100% sure on that one if it's 2 or 3. But I think it's 2. I don't know if any debuff lasts. Acupuncture lasts for 3 rounds. Other than that, though, I don't think any. I think it's the only one that lasts for 3 rounds. So I believe Tag lasts for 2 rounds, and what Tag does is it has a special interaction with certain characters like Hidan, Death Possession Hidan, Minato, A, those kind of characters. The 4th Raikage A, now that we have 2 A's. But, so Tag reduces the enemy's resistance by, is it 10%? I want to say it's 10%. I think it tells you in one of these. Maybe not. Yeah, so enemies that are affected by Tag, it reduces their resistance, right? So it makes them a little bit squishier. No. But for the most part, you're using Tag because of its like effects with other characters. So like Conan's Mystery targets everybody that's tagged. Same with Hidan's. Death Possession Hidan's standard attack attacks everybody's covered with Tag. So for the most part, you're using Tag because of its synergy with other people. However, if somebody just happens to have Tag, it's very helpful because of the, like I said, it's the reduces their resistance and makes the enemy a little bit squishier. So Tag combos is just them starting combos or a high combo. Paralysis. All right, so Paralysis is, dude, knock it off. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. Where were we? Paralysis, yeah. Paralysis lasts for, I believe it's 2 rounds, and it stops a ninja from using their chase. So the only thing that it stops them from using their chase. However, on some ninja, that's actually like a really big deal, because if you can fuck up the first part of their chase, so like a lot of people have, so let's say you think of the Water Main meta team with Mabui, Great Ninja War Tenten, Mei, and the Water Main, right? They have a very long chase as long as they have the Yellow Tiger summon, okay? So in that instance there, right, if you are able to stop, let's say, either the Water Main or Great Ninja War Tenten, you can destroy their whole combo and actually save yourself a lot of damage. So it's pretty much only Lightning Ninja, with Kabuto, Sasori, and Great Ninja War Tenten being the only extras that can cause Tag. Or, Paralysis, yeah. Paralysis. So Paralysis looks like it's lightning on the character, kind of like going around the character. It lasts for 2 rounds. It's only 1 layer. It doesn't cause any damage. And like I said, it stops them from using their chase. Last but not least, we have Acupuncture. Now, like I said, I believe Acupuncture is the only skill that lasts for 3 turns. Or the debuff that lasts for 3 turns. But Acupuncture, it's a blue, like a light blue color over the ninja. And Acupuncture stops somebody from using their mystery. Okay? They can use their standard attack, they can use their chase. Everything else about them is the same, but it stops them from using their mystery. It also cancels their mystery if they have it already queued up. So even somebody like Roshi, who's immune to all debuffs, right? If he is in the middle, if he has his mystery queued up and the enemy's in the middle of their chase and they do an acupuncture to him, he won't become acupunctured because he's immune to debuffs, but it will cancel his mystery, okay? So acupuncture, if I can't fit Immobile or Chaos into my lineup, I try and get some form of acupuncture, just because at least that way I can at least cancel somebody's mystery that I have, like, that I really want to get rid of, obviously. So yeah, Acupuncture is single. It's a single layer, lasts for 3 rounds. I believe it's the only debuff that lasts for 3 rounds. Stops them from using their mystery. Can be removed because it's only a single layer, so it can be removed pretty easily. And it's light blue. Cool. I think that's all of them. I believe that I covered all of the debuffs. Yes. Okay. So hopefully that explains everything fully for everybody. Anybody that has any questions as far as how the debuffs work. The way that the healing works on debuffs is only a single layer. It's kind of random which layer gets removed, so that's more of an RNG factor. But if they're removing all layers, obviously it removes all the debuffs. So something like the Water Mains Heal removes all debuffs. So, yeah. It's really good to have Ignition just to stop people from healing, since healing teams are so in the meta now. There's so many, like, cancer healing teams with Water Main and Sailor Sakura everywhere. So Ignition's a really nice thing to have in that regard, just to try and stop them from healing that much. Yeah, like I said, hopefully that helps everybody. Hopefully you don't have any more questions as far as the debuffs. But if you do, like I said, you can leave a comment down below. I'll try and help you out. And if you have any other videos that you would like me to make a video on, videos that you want me to make a video, any other parts of the game that you want me to make a video on, or anything that you don't quite understand 100% or you need a little bit of help with, go ahead and let me know. I'll try and see if I can make a video for you. So thank you all so much for watching. Everybody that's stuck around to this point the whole way through the video, I really appreciate it. You guys help me out so much. Cannot do this without you. I hope you guys all have a great day. I'll see you in the next video, and peace.